In this episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about eye roll after eye roll after eye roll until our eye falls out. Drag me to hell style curses. Calling out all the raggedy asses who need to take responsibility. And salads and pickles. In our discussion of Bored Gay Werewolf by Tony Santorella. Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult, and sometimes other books, series, authors, voice actors, and illustrators is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're going to discuss Bored Gay Werewolf by Tony Santorella.
Standard disclaimer. If you haven't read this book...
Internet.
Yeah, you haven't moved in like 40 seconds. If you haven't read this book, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read or listened and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us and go read or listen to the book. Then come back. If you haven't done this but want to pretend that you have, or if you don't care about spoilers, or if you just like the show so much that you don't care about any of that, then listen up. Claire may or may not be frozen, everyone. Well, I don't know what's happening. So I'm going to tell you the background info that I found, and Claire will show back up eventually. I got this from the acknowledgements because I couldn't find...
I'm back! Sorry.
There you are.
My internet died.
That's great.
I'm on hotspot.
I was just going through the background info, and
cool.
I was saying that I couldn't really find anything about him, no interviews or anything really, so I got this background info from the acknowledgements of the book, and he says, deep in my COVID malaise and desperate for something to break up the monotony, I booked a virtual reading with the Witch of Salem, which if you will go back in time to the episode with Laurie Stillars.
Yes, blue kissing candles.
Yes. Blue is for nightmares. We learned that she knows this witch. So, anyway, Tony booked a virtual reading with the Witch of Salem because he's a Massachusetts boy born and raised, and his family had seen her for years and told him all the stories of her predictions that came true. He expected she would tell him that it was time to switch jobs or move house, but instead she said that he was going to write a book. He thought it was absurd, but 2 years later, well, here's that book.
Ta-da!
Yay!
That's a good story.
Yeah, that's fun. That's very fun.
Yes, I
that
agree.
is. That
is it self-fulfilling prophecy?
It could be. It definitely could be.
Initial thoughts?
I think
it's very meta.
I think that my initial thoughts are that I was really, really excited about this book because the title is Bored Gay Werewolf. Like, that's such a good title.
Yeah.
So I was very, very excited to read it.
Same. I mean, I got it when it first came out because the title. I didn't get it straight away, but I kept seeing it, and I was like, I'm being told to purchase this book. Mm-hmm. So I purchased said book.
Yeah.
Even got another copy for a friend to give as a gift. I finally got around to reading it. Oh, at last. So that's my initial thoughts. I finally got round to reading Bored Gay Werewolf.
Yeah.
Shall we start the summary?
Yeah, let's. Brian is hungover with vague memories of the night before. He's in bed alone and his apartment is a mess, but that's nothing new. Following last night's clothes to his stinky jeans, Brian gets ready while checking his phone. There are loads of messages from Nick and Darby after he left them last night. You would think someone who has monthly needs wouldn't be caught out. And yet, thankfully, he doesn't think anything bad this time. But let's not talk about the guy in the park last month.
No. Shh.
Don't mention it. Don't mention it.
Zip.
Don't mention it.
Brian has been a werewolf for a couple of years now. He was turned during his second year of college. He decided to take a break after his turning, which he has never actually stopped taking. He went back home and did nothing except sneaking out for weed and grinder hookups. He's so used to keeping secrets. He also kept this being a werewolf from his parents, so, when he was confronted by his mom, when he came home in the early hours of the morning after spending the night furry, they argued, and she didn't believe him. Eventually, they just stopped talking, and his parents didn't protest when he moved to the city.
Brian is showering when he notices huge claw marks on his ribs, but he's running late for work, so he doesn't have time to think about it. Brian is a server at the Romanesco, a restaurant with regular customers and laminated menus with serviceable classics. His friend Nick hands him a drink to help his hangover as Brian is looking at a newspaper article about another animal attack of a jogger in the park. Oopsies! Darby, his other friend, wanders over to see who Brian left with the night before and doesn't fully believe him when he says no one. They chat about Darby's type, and they point to a gentleman in a fancy three-piece suit with a handlebar mustache and horn-rimmed glasses who comes in and sits on a bar stool.
Another guy came in right before the dandy gentleman and asked for a table in Brian's section, so Nick and Darby assume he's the no one from the night before. This guy is a blonde, clean-cut 30-something dressed in a gingham shirt, fleece vest and khakis. They joke that the guy seems too straight-laced to be Brian's type. Brian sniffs him, but doesn't pick up anything in particular. Not a creepy sniff, just kind of like general air sniff. There's no butt sniffing.
No.
It's fine.
Maybe later.
Yeah, maybe later. The stranger introduces himself as Tyler, and he's chatty.
Ugh.
He says something vague about not getting a full 8 hours sleep the night before, heavily implying something. Did they have sex?
No, they did not.
Oh, okay.
They did not.
Phew.
When Tyler points to the murder of the jogger in the newspaper, Brian realizes he's a werewolf too. And they met the night before, so there probably was some butt sniffing. Tyler wants to extend Brian an invitation to his new initiative, a group of like-minded werewolves. Brian declines, though he is amazed that there are more werewolves in the city, and Tyler leaves after giving Brian his business card.
Tyler's business card is the only thing on Brian's fridge, and it's been sitting there a week. Since becoming a werewolf and dropping out of school, he's become lazy, even throwing himself in front of cars to score a free ride home from a guilt-riddled driver. I do know somebody who would call a takeaway place that was right next door to where they lived to come pick them up, and then they'd drive back eating the takeaway and get a free ride home.
Oh my god.
Yeah. They were not a werewolf.
I was going to ask you, is that person a werewolf?
Drunk and lazy. He does cave in and calls Tyler on his day off work, and they arrange to meet the next afternoon at Romanesco. At first, Tyler sounds like, a pretentious dick. He's saying he's an entrepreneur, a philosopher, a searcher, a lifelong learner, a coach and a mentor, a writer. Some could say an influencer. I want to stab him with a spoon.
I know.
But never says werewolf. Do you know why, Amanda? He doesn't let that wolf define him.
Oh my god. My eyes are just rolled all the way back in my head.
Eye strain.
Yes.
Tyler then gives more specific details from his ideal silver spoon childhood and his professional pitch. Tyler talks a lot, but lacks any substance, and Brian just stops listening.
Same. Eventually, they get to Brian's werewolf origin story. He hit an old lady with a car, and she put a blood curse on him. And it's just dragged me to hell. I think there's a button involved. I think there's a button in an envelope somewhere.
Probably. It's never mentioned, unfortunately.
It's never, ever mentioned again. He wasn't bitten. He was cursed. Tyler then gives a 20-minute hero tale of 15-year-old Tyler versus a werewolf with only a Swiss Army knife and bodies of his friends scattering the landscape. Then Tyler starts his sales pitch using words like harnessing power, synergies, and affirmations. If you look in a dictionary, you'll see Tyler's picture under eyeroll. Brian decides this simply won't work, but then Tyler mentions belonging somewhere, or which catches Brian's attention. Oh, belonging. Oh, it's so nice. Tyler sounds like is definitely a dude bro asshole, but Brian is bored and needs something to do on his days off, so he agrees to join the support group. Tyler gives him some exercises and daily mantras, and they arrange to meet the next week. When Tyler is gone, Brian heads over to Nick to chat, and they watch Darby flirt with Abe, the dandy gentleman from earlier who runs a flower shop down the street.
Brian and Darby are huddled on a bench outside Romanesco. Brian thinking about controlling the murderous impulses of his monthly beast, and Darby bitching about customers. Same. When Nick finally comes out, they head to a bar. While Darby belts out songs on the microphone, Brian and Nick talk origin stories and what's next. Nick empathises with the unironic lone wolf vibe Brian gives off. Darby swaps with Nick and tells Brian about their bardic ambitions and how they don't make plans. They make options and pursue experiences, nodding to Nick, who is screeching into the microphone.
That's fantastic. Brian starts to exercise and starts the cringy daily mantras. After a week, he meets Tyler at the restaurant and has to admit they seem to work and that he'll keep doing them. Over the past week, Tyler was following a potential other werewolf and starts with the corporate speak again, even proposing to name it the Pack TM. While they talk about how killing people is bad for their image, and while Brian doesn't want to murder unsuspecting joggers, he really prefers to just get drunk with Nick and Darby, leave in a hurry when he can feel his change starting, black out when he goes furry, and wake up to new notifications of animal maulings. Oops. Though Tyler can afford a dungeon to lock himself up in, Brian cannot, which leads Tyler to remarking how difficult Brian must find it, not marking all the customers who are dickheads. Turns out, Brian knows nothing about what that is. Tyler explains it's a subconscious reaction to someone pissing them off. They mark them and then, in wolf form, chase them down to viciously maul them. Oh, that could explain a few things. They arranged to meet the next Thursday when it's full moon at Tyler's house. Brian did not realize that it's so soon to the full moon. After his shift, Brian does some research on animal attacks, and it seems that he has marked quite a few people. Ugh.
I don't think being a server is a good thing for a werewolf.
No. Also,
not if marking's an issue.
How are you not fucking keeping up with this? It makes me angry.
Yeah, if you're going to turn into a werewolf once a month, it doesn't take anything to put a notification of the moon cycle on your phone.
I mean, it's probably already built into your calendar. You just have to turn that option on.
Probably. Lazy. Should be lazy, bored werewolf.
It should be.
Who is gay.
Who also happens to be gay.
Whom is gay. Brian has redoubled his efforts since last meeting Tyler. He watches the TED Talks, exercises, does the mantras, and is now taking up his offer of one-to-one coaching at Tyler's pretentious-looking home. After stealing some guest bathroom toiletries, Brian heads to Tyler's huge workout space. Brian is exhausted from Tyler's workout. He can't believe he does this every month. No, Brian. Tyler does it every day. After some chat about the pack, TM, web domains and cross-brand consistency, it's time for meditation. As Brian heads home, he realises he feels much better and more focused. Even his transition is better, and he spends the night as a wolf in control of himself.
3 months later, Brian is a convert. He's regularly working out at Tyler's house, and his wolf senses are being tested and getting better in his human form. He's even getting optimistic. Brian stops going to the bar with Nick and Darby, finding it easier not to be drunk or hungover for his workout sessions. But he doesn't like that Flower Shop Abe has taken his place. Brian's training has broadened too, as Tyler is trying to get him back into school and to rebuild his relationship with his parents. All important cogs to be successful in the pack, TM.
They watch many TED Talks and have very business-like conversations about infographics and optics and decision trees. They role-play situations that would normally get Brian's back up and cause him to potentially mark someone. Some of this training is affecting work, though. Obviously, assertiveness does not translate to being a server, and it turns into defiance, and Brian generally being an asshole. So much so that Nick has to write him up after he earns the restaurant 1-star Yelp reviews and denies someone's allergy is real.
Stop it.
What a prick.
Ugh. Now it's summer and ridiculously hot in the restaurant. It's also Tyler's birthday, and he's having a party, which Brian doesn't mention to Darby and Nick, who he's been neglecting more and more for Tyler. The party is filled with dude bros and pick-me girls. Brian also meets Mark, another werewolf Tyler has been working with and has known for years since they were roommates back in college. Mark says he was turned a year after college on a buddy fishing trip with Tyler. He woke up with Tyler tending his wounds. Apparently, a werewolf attacked him and Tyler fought him off. I don't think I believe that.
Skeptical eyebrow.
Ugh. After a line of coke in the bathroom, Tyler is tackled by a random blonde, Sarah, Tyler's girlfriend of 10 years, who he has never mentioned once to Brian, but she seems to think that he talks about her all the time. He's high, she's drunk, and they end up talking for several hours on the patio until the party winds down. I guess I should say she and Brian spend up talking for hours and hours on the patio. As talk turns to their annual camping trip, Brian tries to make his exit. Nature is not his thing, though Tyler encourages him to come.
It's a horrible party.
Ugh.
Darby reminds Brian it's the opening of their play and he promised to come. He's distracted with resentment towards Abe for inserting himself in their group and ruining the dynamics. The fact that Brian barely goes out with Darby and Nick anymore seems to have slipped his mind. Speaking of inserting himself, Mark has joined Brian and Tyler's one-on-ones. Training has got more aggressive with insults and cutting comments being hurled and gladiatorial-style combat. It's not motivating. Neither is the casual misogyny. Brian is also getting frustrated by the fact that the Pack TM's launch keeps being pushed back, especially as he's pouring his own cash into it.
Brian heads to Nick's. They're going to Darby's opening night together. Abe is already at the theater, and Nick calls Brian out about his constant digs at him. This makes Brian think until the show starts. After an outstanding performance, Brian looks around and sees regulars from the restaurant who have come out to support Darby. They've built a genuine connection with these people, and it's not just for tips. Again, this makes Brian think. As they wait at the bar, Nick raises the changes she's seen in Brian. The health kick and all is great, but his attitude has changed and he's turned into a jerk and a bully. That's not him, and she blames hanging out with Tyler as the cause. As Brian is contemplating telling her about his monthly furry cycle, Darby comes up to them dressed in a robe and ready for their adoration. They're handed a huge bouquet of flowers by Abe, and something in the flowers triggers Brian's olfactory senses and makes him gag. Of course, Darby and Nick think he's being stupid and childish about Abe's gift and walk off. On the long walk home, Brian calls Tyler and tells him he's in for the camping trip.
A few weeks later, Brian calls in sick to go on the outing, and it's unconvincing. He's also unprepared for camping, but he sleeps naked in the park once a month, so how hard can it be camping? Tyler picks up Brian, and he and Mark spend the journey man-spreading in the back seat. Once at the campsite, he tries to integrate with the girls as their gay best friend to avoid tent assembly. Day 1 ends with Brian thinking, camping isn't so bad.
Day 2 changes his mind. Tyler wakes him at 6 a.m. for a hike.
No.
And he's hungover and wearing Chuck Taylors. After hours of walking, they reach their destination and the pretty view, then face hours of trekking back to the bottom. Brian is reevaluating his life choices. Camping feels like housework with the difficulty level ramped up. He's definitely a city wolf. In the evening, they go on another hike. Ugh. Ugh.
Yuck. Day 3, Brian is desperate to go home and for Sarah to stop pestering him about Tyler, being fake in her allyship and her intrusive questions and insinuations about his sex life. It's grotesque
and
horrible and disgusting, and I did not include it because I was very insulted on Brian's behalf.
Yes.
Brian turns in early and is woken up at stupid o'clock by Tyler for a private hike with Mark. When they stop, it's another training exercise where they throw each other into trees and beat the shit out of each other. Once bloody, Tyler talks about expansion and recruitment as their alpha. He demands they find 2 new people or make them. Oh, this is sounding like a hypertoxic, masculine, murderous pyramid scheme, not a pack. That night, Mark comes to Brian's tent. Brian calls Mark out for not backing him up when calling out Tyler's insanity, but Mark doesn't really see the problem. What Mark wants is sex with Brian. It's a terrible idea, but they do it anyway.
Finally, Brian is home to his microwave, mattress, and shower. In his bathroom, he sees the mantra flashcards, which makes him roll his eyes. Us, too. One, however, it's not what we have in our life, but who we have in our life that matters, J.M. Lawrence, is in the same cardstock as Nick's study notes. Brian regularly helps her with her nursing studies and recognizes it straight away. He heads to Nick's apartment and she tells Brian he looks like shit and gets the first aid kit. As Nick tends his wounds, Brian lets everything come out about Tyler, except the whole werewolf thing. At his first shift back, Brian tries to talk to Darby, but they don't want to talk to him. At the end of the night, he's able to apologize about his attitude toward Abe, being dismissive about their achievements and not being present. They reconcile with Brian, making pinky promises about how he's gonna do better. We'll see.
After a week, Brian is feeling better. He's kept up with what has worked from Tyler's training, like reducing drinking, morning runs, and nightly meditation, but has been spending quality time with Darby and Nick. Tyler still tries to contact him on Twitter and calls the restaurant, but he ignores him. Nick and Darby tell Brian he needs to, actually tell Tyler no. Brian texts and Tyler calls him straight away, so Brian blocks him. Well done.
The next day, Brian is heading to work and he can smell Tyler. His scent is concentrated at the restaurant. Tyler is waiting for him. Nick, Darby, and Abe watch on as Brian approaches. Tyler blathers on about masculine energy and toughening up, even mentioning that Mark is making moves on recruitment and how the harvest moon tonight is perfect. Brian stops Tyler, calls him out on his bullshit, and the not coincidence that his best friend got turned on a fishing trip with Tyler and the big bad alpha didn't notice another wolf in the area? Yeah, nah, dog. Tyler then resorts to blackmail and how he isn't opposed to using his daddy's money to get the tent and camping equipment forensically swabbed and the DNA matched to the dead joggers. Oh my god, he's such a dick.
He sucks. Brian spends the night lost in his thoughts with Tyler's ultimatum. He goes out with Darby and Abe and has an actual conversation with Abe, which is really helpful to his current predicament. After spending the night drinking like the old days, Brian wakes up in the park next to Mark's dead body. Sans an eyeball. He probably rolled it out.
I probably did.
Tyler was probably talking at him and he rolled his eye so much it fell out.
Yes, I think that's what happened.
Despite the fight wounds on Mark's body, there doesn't actually appear to be an obvious kill mark. Dashing home, Brian tries to remember last night in the drunken haze. He remembers running to the park, then flashes of Tyler's fancy neighbourhood, remembers feeling rage as he transitioned to Tyler's house. There was a fight, he got hurt, and the sense he was being watched. Nothing after. Interesting.
Spending the day cleaning himself, Brian heads to work where Tyler is waiting for him and accuses him of killing Mark. And worse, trying to kill him. He's such a good friend. Not.
No.
As Tyler is working himself up into a lather, Nick steps out and tells Tyler to back off. She's flanked by Darby and Abe. Tyler moves to go, and as he does, he makes pointed remarks in Brian's friend's direction about other ways of making him compliant. Oh, great! Threats.
What a dick. It's 29 and a half days until the next full moon, when Brian would expect to be mauled to death in retribution. But Tyler has pulled his friends into it. However, he's wasted 10 days procrastinating. He's debated the entire time about telling Nick and Darby about being a werewolf, eventually plucking up the courage and asking them to come to his apartment. Their response isn't expected. The duh and babe, you haven't exactly been hiding it, before listing all the many, many signs. Dude. Brian ugly cries with the weightlessness.
After celebratory champagne for Brian coming out of the were-closet, they start to strategize over the imminent threat on their life part of the conversation. After several after hours at the bar/war room, they have a plan. Tyler will come to the restaurant. They barricade themselves inside. Brian will take the lead, while Nick and Darby provide support from behind the bar. If things go wrong, Nick and Darby will hide in the walk-in freezer until morning.
On the night of the full moon, Romanesco agrees to close the restaurant early for a deep clean. Once the restaurant is empty, they prepare the barricade and wait, dancing to hyperpop until Brian makes the change. And he's so cute! Moments later, Wolf Tyler arrives and throws himself against the windows until they give in, and he's in the restaurant. The fight is vicious between Tyler and Brian. Darby helps by throwing knives at Tyler, and Nick uses vodka from behind the bar. All the while, they're talking to Tyler like he's a bad dog. Very funny. Eventually, though, they need to retreat to the walk-in freezer when Darby remembers that they have a gun in their tote, so they sneak back upstairs. Darby fires at it as it looks like Tyler is about to swipe. Darby fires off 2 more bullets, then as Tyler charges them, they hit Tyler between his eyes, blowing his wolfy brains out, leaving a naked dead man on the floor. We cheer. Well done, Darby.
In the morning, Brian wakes on a table in the prep kitchen, modestly covered by a hoodie, with Nick stitching his wounds. Nick confirms Tyler is dead, and Darby is okay and is cleaning upstairs. They toss Tyler into the dumpster wrapped in a mat from the kitchen and get their story straight about vandals for the rest of the mess. As Brian digs out a bullet from the wall, the bullet burns him. It's made of silver. Abe was the one who gave Darby the gun and bullets. Speaking of, Abe arrives then and ushers them out of the active crime scene.
They follow Abe to his flower shop. When inside, Brian smells the same flower from the bouquet Abe gave Darby the night of their performance, which makes him dizzy again, and it unshockingly turns out to be wolfsbane. Sure. Darby takes him out back anyway with the flower, Nick following, and Abe with tea a little while later. Abe explains he's more a botanist than a florist, and that he comes from a long line of investigators and scientists that protect the mythical world and vice versa. It's the duty of every Van Helsing. Yes, those Van Helsings.
Abe had received a tip about Tyler. Usually the odd lone wolf isn't a problem, but Tyler was another matter. He was also aware of Brian, but Brian is harmless, regardless of the joggers of his past. He asked Brian some probing questions when he saw Tyler was turning on him, which caused Brian to go after Tyler. Abe knew where Brian's loyalties lay, and by the time he caught up to him at Tyler's house fighting Mark and losing, Abe shot Mark with a silver-tipped arrow. Abe confesses it was an audition of sorts and takes them to a thick wooden door with multiple locks and shows them his secret room. It's filled with books on science and magic, Abe's journals, and a cork board with a network of supernaturals linked with red yarn.
Yes!
It's time for a career change. You know, this certainly does beat the Bored Sunday brunch crowd, so they all accept.
Cool. I'm going to harken back to last week's and have a convenient Auden sleep for 30 seconds.
I'm just going to non-stop.
Hi, I'm Michael.
I'm Barbara.
And I'm Lauren.
We are the hosts of Badass Literature Society, a book review podcast where we take book recommendations from listeners like you, read them, and then discuss them on our show.
Join us once a month as we dive into the books you picked and talk about them.
And don't miss our bonus episodes covering all sorts of random bookish topics that come out in between reviews.
Don't worry, if you want to read one of the books, the first part of each episode is designated spoiler-free, so you can listen and see if you'd like to read it, and then come back and listen to the rest later.
You can find Badass Literature Society on Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and anywhere else you like to listen.
Now, back to the show.
Well,
Everything in this book was so boring.
oh god, it was so aptly named.
It was so boring. I didn't care at all.
No. This one was Such a letdown.
It really, really was. Like,
such a letdown.
The title is so fantastic, and I was so excited.
And the cover looks
and the
so
cover
cool.
is gorgeous.
It just pops.
And it was so boring.
Yeah, I felt like things were shoehorned in as well. Like, I did appreciate the fact that Brian's... I mean, to be fair though, actually, no, did I appreciate it yet? Partly. So the way Brian got turned into a werewolf by, you know, witch...
The drag me to hell style curse?
Yeah. That was interesting.
Yeah, but then nothing came of it.
Yeah, but nothing happened with it, exactly. And it's like, so how did you become a werewolf? And the fact he wasn't bitten is interesting. You know, and makes a change.
Yeah.
But
then nothing.
It was done in such a boring way. Genuinely, I'm like, is it meta? Are we supposed to feel that element of being bored until the very end? When we realise that it's Abraham Van Helsing.
That was the only good part. And that was
and he
hard.
Has
it was
job openings.
It wasn't very good, but it was
cheesy as fuck, but I loved it. I loved that bit ending. But I'm like, Tyler was horrible.
Yes.
Mark was horrible.
Horrible.
Brian was boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Nick and Darby, fine.
Yes.
Like those characters.
They were great.
But it was just, every time I get it, Tyler was a pompous ass dude bro who talks like he knows what he knows got his shit together, but he doesn't because he's just a trust fund baby.
Yeah.
He was an absolute prick of an asshole.
Yes.
And I just wanted him to shut up.
Yes.
But like, did I need to have 200 pages?
No.
Of that before we got anything interesting?
No. And like, like you said earlier that it felt like things were just shoehorned in. There was a scene that we didn't even mention in the summary because like it didn't have anything to do with anything. But
was it the hookup?
The hookup with the little dog. And and like the little dog is growling while Brian is having a hookup with a married guy, and there's a little dog, and then his eyes flash red like Teen Wolf style, like he's gonna demand a keg of beer, but then nothing happens.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's like it feels like there's all these little setups and letdowns.
Oh.
Yeah. It you know when he was at home as well, after he, you know, got turned into a werewolf, and then it just spent ages talking about how all he was doing was having hookups with the secret gays in the town, in the suburbs where he lives on Grindr, and doing drugs. And I'm like, are you trying to sound relatable? Are you trying to sound lost? Are you trying to sound bored? Are you trying... What? This is just telling me you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
It didn't make me sympathise with the character.
No, especially because he just keeps getting, like, fucking blackout drunk and wolfing out and going and killing people. Like, how do you not put it on the fucking calendar that you're going to change? Like, have some modicum of respect. I just, ugh.
It's not even respect for other people.
It's respect for yourself.
Have some respect. If he can't respect himself, respect the fact that once a month he's obviously killing somebody.
Yeah.
An unsuspecting jogger in the park.
Yeah.
Or even if that person was an asshole to him at his job, it gives him no right to maul them to death.
Yeah, but
It's
to
not your...
be fair, he didn't know that was a thing because he obviously has done no research at all.
To be fair, though, I don't know how you would do research into...
That's true, but...
being a werewolf.
Still. Ugh.
No, true. But if there's nothing to do in terms of research, then you have to take all the responsibility onto yourself.
Yeah.
And he takes nothing.
No.
And yeah, there's a tiny little snippet that we didn't include in the summary where it's like, but if I'm a wolf and I murder somebody while I'm in wolf form, surely that's the wolf's responsibility, not my responsibility. And I can sort of get that to a certain point.
Yeah.
But you know what nature tends not to do? Murder in cold blood, that's a human thing.
Yeah.
If an animal kills somebody or some other animal, it's for territory reasons, mating, or food.
Yeah.
So unless you can justify one of those three, you're just being irresponsible.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, right, as a woman who, vast majority of women suffer from a monthly occurrence.
Yes.
And you, as a woman who suffers from a monthly occurrence, has access to tools and things that you might need every month.
Yeah.
You may track these monthly occurrences.
Yeah.
But you know what, actually? When I was regular, I wasn't regular.
Yeah.
I knew it was around about the end of the month, and that was it. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you. There's some people, they knew 15th of the month, spot on, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I couldn't. So you be prepared. You take responsibility and you are prepared. So if your monthly occurrence is turning into a fucking murderous werewolf, you be fucking prepared.
Yeah, you really would be.
Even if it's just a notification on your phone so you know it's going to be a full fucking moon that night.
Yeah.
And you don't get blackout drunk beforehand.
Yeah. That really bothered me.
I have zero sympathy for for Brian. Zero. And no empathy for him either. I don't care. And I'm like, hang on. So you've taken zero responsibility this entire time. You've been an absolute dickhead to Nick and Darby and Abe. They've forgiven you for some reason. They've seen a better version of you than we have, and they've forgiven you. And not only that, but you get a cool job out of it.
Yeah.
No, dog.
No, dog.
The injustice is real.
Yeah. Do you know?
Don't bore me for this many pages.
No.
Get interested in the last 4 pages and reward the loser main character.
Yeah. They should have just killed him.
Darby and Nick need to practice on someone.
They
that's all
do.
I'm saying.
There were a couple of things that I did appreciate. I appreciated the constant references to Tyler's whole thing being an MLM pyramid scheme. Really, really appreciated that because it 100% was, and it was horrible. I also really liked Darby and them doing so many random ass things in the background, and like they're putting on a performance where they're doing like epic poetry and lyrical dance and knife throwing. Like, of course Abe, who is Van Helsing, is going to be attracted to Darby because Darby, I think, can do anything they fucking want.
Darby is the MVP of this entire
Darby
piece.
is the winner. I love them.
Darby was perfection.
Yes.
When Darby came out in just a robe, ready for their adoration, I was like,
yes.
Queen.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Take a bow, centre stage, love you.
Yes. Darby is the best.
Yes. And Nick. I do like Nick as well.
Yeah,
I will
Nick was
say I
also
really
good.
like Nick's really good. I think, let's give props to Nick as well. She's putting herself through school.
Yeah.
She's becoming a nurse.
She's working
being
hard in the
responsible.
restaurant.
Yeah, and
Badass.
she's dealing with Brian's bullshit.
Yeah.
And Darby's Darbiness.
Yes. I also liked Abe.
Yeah.
I appreciated that Abe just strolled up with a handlebar mustache and was chilling at the bar.
Suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that this whole story would have been a setup for those three, Abe, Darby, and Nick, to start slaying creatures.
I wanted this
Get
to be
rid
a Buffy
of
the Vampire Slayer style book with those three characters.
Yeah. I also was kind of expecting like a werewolf fight club.
Yeah.
And like, well, you don't talk about it and you just turn into a werewolf and, fight each other all the time. Like, I would have been okay with that. But no.
Yeah.
No.
Mark was such a predictable character as well. So as soon as he came in, he's like, yeah, I'm best friends with Tyler. Right, so Tyler turned you into a werewolf.
Yep.
How do you not know or not realise that Tyler's turned you into a werewolf? And then you're just like, right, so when are you going to have sex with Brian?
Yeah.
I was just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
And then it did. And it's like, oh, for goodness sake. And Sarah, what an absolutely disgusting, hideous character.
Yeah.
Asking all those intrusive, disgusting questions.
It was gross.
It's okay. You can ask those questions. No, you do not ask those questions of anybody. And you certainly did not appreciate it when the tables were turned.
No.
And you know what, Brian? Don't go camping, because camping is fucking awful. I've never been camping. I don't want to go camping. Nothing about camping is attractive to me.
I don't mind it. It's fun to be in the middle of the woods and there's like no sound and no technology. It's kind of nice. And like I don't know. I don't mind it, but not this. Not like this. Not like this.
Indoor plumbing was invented for a reason.
Oh, definitely. I will only go to campsites that have toilets and showers.
I wouldn't mind the idea of glamping.
Yeah.
Because that's not a tent, it's a little hut, and you do actually have access to a little ensuite.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the idea of glamping.
Yeah.
But not camping.
Yeah, I don't want to camp where I have to go to the bathroom in the woods. But like I said, go to campsites that have bathroom facilities. And no, you got to walk over there. You
want to share?
I don't mind that.
I do.
I will not go to the bathroom in the middle of the woods.
I don't want to go to the bathroom in the middle of the woods. I don't want to share the toilet facilities with other people because other people might be stinky or they might listen to me.
I don't know. I would much rather use a public restroom than not.
Well, yeah, there is that. I'll grant you that. But you know what else? Camping is full of bugs. And if there's one thing we know about bugs is they're all perverts who want to watch you pee.
That's true. That is true.
And stuff.
Were you surprised by anything in this one? I
feel
like
fucking boring this entire book was.
Yes, same. It was painful.
I'm sorry. It's just I was so disappointed in this book.
I was too.
And I don't know if the disappointment is just translated into the lack of stars I gave it. I loved the idea of Abe being Van Helsing. Like, I let out the biggest, but also,
yeah.
I love a cheesy moment.
Yeah.
And it was a wonderful cheesy moment.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think about Abe as an actual...
Nope.
So that was probably the surprise, the fact that we had a Van Helsing moment. But yeah, my biggest surprise was how fucking bored I was throughout this entire thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how many drugs Brian takes.
I know. So much like drugs and drinking, and like I'm not into that as a person, and I just...
And anonymous hookups.
No.
I'm worried about the STDs.
Yeah. I don't like it.
No, it's not a lifestyle I would particularly conform to.
No, I mean, like, I don't. If you're into the random hookups, that's fine as long as you're being safe. But like, stop with the drugs.
Yeah, let's not do the excessive addiction stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, do you have a favorite final thought quote? Should we just move on?
Yeah. Surprisingly, this was quite a quotable
There
book.
were some really good quotes. I'm
going to give you 4.
Okay.
This is just a random statement for everything. This is going to haunt me for the rest of my life.
Yes.
And I like to think about it as like the most innocuous thing as well. Because that's the thing that always comes back to you at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're trying to get to sleep.
Yeah.
I look like a well-fed zombie. This is embarrassing. You and me both. After finally gathering his composure, he asks the age-old question. After committing homicide, do you do your entire skincare routine? The answer is, of course, being, yeah.
Yes.
And this one, because obviously, pew 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 from their finger guns.
Pew, 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 pew.
What quotes have you got?
Get fucked! You're not the boss of me.
No. From the book, Amanda.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Get fucked. The two of them have been rather cavalier, throwing around the word werewolf. They just have to hope that anyone who might have overheard them assumes they're a couple of unlikely Twilight fans. To be fair, though, you probably wouldn't be talking about werewolves that much if you were an unlikely Twilight fan.
Yeah, that's true. But I did appreciate the Twilight reference.
Same, yes.
You referenced Twilight in your book, and we will pull it as a favourite.
That's true. 100%. 100% we will. I also appreciated play dead, you raggedy bitch. And finally, I say this with love, truly, but I am begging you to open a book sometime. Literally any book will do.
I read that quote and I was like, Amanda needs to read this one out.
Yeah. Literally any book will do. Oh. Ugh. Is it time for our pew-pews and our finger guns?
Yes, pew 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 with our finger guns. Okay, so we are recording this ahead of time because of life. So this one has not been posted on social media, but it will be.
Yeah, one of these questions will be. Which one?
Of these questions will
Who
be.
knows?
Ooh.
We'll have to pick our favorites after we're done.
Okay. Question 1. Oh no! You got turned into a werewolf. Would you rather be Drag Me to Hell style cursed into being a werewolf by an old lady, or bitten by a pretentious tech dude bro?
Gross. Oh, I'm gonna be cursed.
I'm gonna be cursed as well, because at least, you know, the Drag Me to Hell style raggedy witch has got style and panache.
Yeah. Yeah, and
like,
like
done it properly.
there's a way to break the curse. To, you know, pass that button on to somebody else in a tiny button-sized envelope.
Say sorry to the old lady and give her, you know, reparations.
Yeah. But also, like, if we're going to talk about that movie for a second, it's not... It was the old lady's fault, okay? She defaulted on her loans at the bank. Sorry.
We're not victim blaming, but... more people who need to take responsibility.
Take responsibility. Old witch. You raggedy ass witch.
You are so gonna get cursed.
All right, next question. This question is very boring. But, you know, no surprise. No surprise coming from this book. You want variety in the taste of your meal. Would you rather order fettuccine alfredo or a Cobb salad?
Okay.
I'm getting a salad.
Well, I'm going to quickly Google what a Cobb salad is made of, because a Cobb salad is excessively American. Chopped lettuce, chicken, bacon, hard-boiled eggs, avocado, tomatoes, blue cheese, and red wine. Oh, I'm getting that. Oh, that sounds nice, actually.
Yeah, I'm getting a Cobb salad.
Oh, yeah.
I do
Sounds lovely.
I do love Alfredo, though. I do really like a good Alfredo, but I like salad.
I'm testing. I'm exploring salads at the moment. Because a lot of the salads I have are very just, lettuce based, spinach based. Tomatoes, peppers, cucumber kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I want to do something different. And I made a very, very nice mint and watermelon salad.
You gotta add feta cheese to that.
It had feta cheese in. It was sublime. My 10-year-old is now insisting on feta cheese in all salads.
I love feta. Like your description of the Cobb salad earlier had blue cheese. I don't care for blue cheese. Put some feta in though. Sold.
Yeah, I do love feta.
I also like putting a green apple in my salad with feta.
I've never tried fruit in a salad, and I want to explore this. I want to explore apple, and I want to explore pomegranate, because I freaking adore pomegranate.
Also strawberry. Strawberry is a good addition.
Yes, I do have a strawberry one. It's strawberry and balsamic salad to try. And I also want to try, and it's gone out of my head, I found it in the same place I got the watermelon, mint and feta, where it was replacing the watermelon with tomatoes. And I'm like, yes, please. So I'm exploring salads at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm on a salad journey.
Tomato and basil, very nice together.
Tomato and basil are combinations made in heaven.
Yeah.
Cucumber, feta, olives as a base for a Greek.
I don't love olives.
Oh, I do like an olive.
Do
you know what? I'm really into pickle as well. Pickled cabbage. Delicious. I really want to try and make my own spicy pickled cauliflower, because I had some in a restaurant and it was absolutely amazing. So I think I need to also go down a pickling journey.
I think that you should. I also like a nice combination of chickpeas and tomatoes and like pesto.
Yes.
With feta. So good.
Do you know
I could eat that all day long.
I struggle sometimes with like actual pesto, because I find it very oily.
Yeah.
And I make a pesto with broccoli.
Oh.
I use broccoli and basil and chilies and lemon juice, salt and pepper and stuff. And it's an absolutely delicious substitute for actual pesto.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it a lot more because it's not oily.
Yeah.
But if it's a little bit of pesto, like on a salad or on a sandwich, just a tiniest little bit, like a teaspoon, that's fine. But I find pesto pasta, it's very heavy on the pesto. It's too much for me.
I love it though. I'll eat it.
I mean, if you're going to give me a focaccia with tomatoes and mozzarella and some prosciutto and a little bit of some pesto, and then you're going to toast it.
Yeah.
I'm
so hungry. We got to stop talking about this question. How is this question more interesting than the entire book?
Anyway, people, get back to us. Listeners, please, with your favourite salads, some suggested salads to send me on that journey. And, pickles and how to pickle.
Your favourite pickled item.
Yeah.
I love pickled okra.
No, I've had okra but a long time ago, and I've never had pickled okra.
Pickled okra is so good. It's so good.
I think I'm going to have to make my own. I'm going to have to get a pickling book.
Yeah.
I might ask for one for my birthday.
Yeah. I mean, you can do simple pickling where you just eat the pickles out of a jar and then put other things into the brine. That's a quick way to pickle things.
I get giant jars of gherkins as well, like pickles. And I just eat them like a snack.
Now put other things back in that jar and give it a couple of days.
I never thought of doing that.
Do that. That's God. That's a quick pickle recipe. Do that.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to save my pickle juice.
All right, next question. It's karaoke night. Pick your song. Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time, or Erasure's A Little Respect, or New Order, Age of Consent.
Now, this is a really difficult question for me, actually. I can instantly say no to New Order's Age of Consent.
Same.
Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time, I sang that so badly and so often.
It's so good.
It's such a good song. And Eurasia's A Little Respect, I used to, on a Sunday morning, there was three things I used to do. Either watch cartoons, watch my Kylie Minogue concert on VHS, because I am that old, or my mum's Eurasia concert on VHS.
Yeah.
I can't decide between.
I think I'm going to go Time After Time. A Little Respect is very good, but there's something about Time After Time. And like the music video is so good. They're in that, they're going camping. They're in that camper. See, it fits. It fits.
If you sing Time After Time, I'll do A Little Respect, and then we don't have duplication on karaoke night.
Perfect.
Nobody likes duplication.
That's annoying.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay.
Would you rather shoot Tyler with a silver bullet or shoot Mark with a silver-tipped arrow?
Both?
Both?
Both? Both is good.
One then the other?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tyler's more annoying than Mark. Mark's a little bitch.
Mark's a little bitch. Yeah. Tyler
if I can only pick one, I'm going to pick Tyler.
Same.
Because Mark's a little bitch.
Same. And I wonder if we kill Tyler, would Mark have turned back human? Are they that kind of werewolves?
We should have performed a science.
We should have done a science. We did not do a science. We should have done a science.
We should have
performed a science.
Oh, missed opportunity of a science.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I know. Is that enough, or are we going to ask 6 in this one like we did last time?
No, we're not going to ask 6 because we've talked a lot about salads.
We talked a lot about salads.
And pickling.
All right. If you liked this, try this. I really am very pleased with what happened with our If You Liked This, Try This selection.
Okay, so
very pleased with what happened.
Please see formal conversation. Didn't really enjoy the book. However, I did also say that I bought this book as a present for a friend. So I looked at my friend's read list.
It's fantastic.
And picked something that they also liked.
Okay.
Of a similar theme.
Okay.
They don't know I've done this. And, well, it shouldn't be on Goodreads. So I've picked Bury Your Gays by Chuck Tingle.
I almost picked that one, but I went with something else instead. So
okay. This is from Goodreads. From Chuck Tingle. Chuck Tingle does some really weird monster stuff as well. It's amazing. Yep. From Chuck Tingle, author of USA Today best-selling Camp Damascus, comes a new heart-pounding story about what it takes to succeed in a world that wants you dead. Misha is a jaded scriptwriter who has been working in Hollywood for years and has just been nominated for his first Oscar. But when he's pressured by his producers to kill off a gay character in the upcoming season finale for the algorithm, Misha discovers that it's not that simple. As he is haunted by his past and his past mistakes, Misha must risk everything to find a way to do what's right before it's too late.
Yeah, I almost picked that one. But instead, I picked another Chuck Tingle.
Hey!
Yeah, I just went through reading all of the summaries of all of these books, and we're gonna start with this one. Start with the original, Pounded in the Butt by My Own Butt. by Chuck Tingle.
So appropriate.
They're all short stories, and there's a podcast called Pounded in the Butt by My Own Butt by the Welcome to Night Vale people, and they just read these stories. So please,
I love Welcome to Night Vale as well.
Pounded in the Butt by My Own Butt. Kirk is a scientific researcher on the leading edge of cloning technology, but his team has reached a standstill. In an effort to stabilize rapid clone growth, researchers have been taking DNA from various parts of their bodies and combining it with small amounts of animal DNA. But when the scientists combine samples from Kirk's butt, brain, and a hawk, the resulting effect is a handsome, living ass who immediately sweeps Kirk off his feet over a candlelit dinner for two. Kirk has finally found a lover that truly understands him at his very core. His own gay ass. And there's so many more of these stories. There's one about a sentient library card.
Oh,
That is so good.
I do feel like one day we're going to have to do a Chuck Tingle.
We are going to have to.
I feel like it should be a special moment.
Yes, and maybe we can get them to come on with their pink bag on their head. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be hilarious. The mystery of Chuck Tingle reveals. Do you have a new and indie spotlight?
We do! And I don't know how to feel about this one. It's the second book in the Bored Gay Werewolf.
It sounds good though.
It's called Shy Trans Banshee.
It sounds so
It
good.
sounds so good. It comes out October 2nd, so you got a couple months to get it. But then I don't know if you want to. I don't know. But here's the summary.
I have a sneaking suspicion I'm going to listen to it and then
Yeah.
decide if we want to continue.
Same. Okay, here's the summary. Brian, Nick, and Darby, 3 friends, practiced in ennui, binge drinking, hooking up with strangers, and fighting supernatural crime when Brian's not committing it as a werewolf once a month, have been sent by Abe Van Helsing, yes, one of those Van Helsings, to try to track down a colleague who has gone missing in London. As they putz around the city following any leads that might help them find their British counterpart, they uncover a clairvoyancy smuggling ring located right in the heart of the financial district. Who's kidnapping all the fortune tellers in Soho and why? And is it a coincidence? Fate, or something more sinister altogether that Maeve, a timid trans woman taking time out of her job to track down her birth mother, turns up on the gang's doorstep and has the uncanny ability to know just what's going to happen next. This one sounds so much better than book 1.
Book 1 sounded so good, it just didn't deliver. I am worried about this one, but you know what? I'm going to listen to it anyway.
Yep.
I'm going to loan it out the library.
Yep.
I'm going to listen to the audiobook. And
Yep.
then we can make an
Then we
informed
can
decision.
decide. Yep. I was thinking the exact same thing.
God damn it.
I know. Ugh. Those
Like
last
drag me
4
to hell style
pages.
curses.
I know, it is. If it weren't for those last 4 pages, though, I would not have even pretended to want to read another book.
No.
Yeah. So, that's it for this episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire.
Join us next time as we discuss Thrash Force by Raj Sidhu. Every time I write Thrash Force in my phone, it's all capital letters.
It should always be in capital
Thrash
letters.
Force!
In my head it also goes...
Thrash Force.
I'm so wearing my Wild Stallions t-shirt for that recording.
I have never been so excited about a debut middle grade book before in my life, but this book was so good.
I'm enjoying the dickens out of it.
Yes.
So if we can wrap this up so I can go back to it, I'd appreciate
All
it.
right. Look out for our Would You Rather polls and monthly challenges on social media. Don't forget about our book club on Discord. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover themed merchandise. And become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book.
Any book. Just read a book.
Read a book. Any book.
Anyone. You can find us at fictionalhangover.com and follow us on all social media at Fictional Hangover. If you like this episode, check out our others and be sure to rate, review and subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks for listening.